Welcome back to the mysterious world of Oak Island, where every layer of soil feels like a page ripped from a forgotten history book, and every excavation feels like it is pulling something ancient, deliberate, and carefully protected closer to the surface. In this episode of The Curse of Oak Island Season 13, Episode 21, titled, A Sacred Symbol, the team once again returns to the legendary Money Pit Zone, an area that has swallowed time, effort, and obsession for over 2 centuries. And yet, despite all that history, something about this moment feels different, heavier, more controlled, almost as if the island itself is finally ready to respond. If you are watching this mystery unfold, make sure to subscribe now and stay tuned, because Oak Island never reveals its secrets just once, it reveals them piece by piece. For generations, Oak Island has been the subject of theories that range from buried pirate treasure to lost medieval artifacts, secret societies, and encoded messages hidden beneath layers of engineered earth. But none of those theories ever fully explain why this once small island has resisted every attempt to uncover its truth. The Money Pit, in particular, stands as the heart of that resistance. Every excavation, every drilling attempt, every sonar scan seems to uncover fragments but never completion. Wooden platforms, flood tunnels, irregular voids, metallic signals that vanish upon closer inspection, all pieces of a puzzle that refuses to assemble itself. And now, once again the team stands at the edge of uncertainty, preparing to dig deeper into a ground that has already been disturbed more times than anyone can count. The machines begin to operate, slowly biting into the earth, layer by layer. At first, everything seems familiar. Loose soil, compact clay, minor shifts in density that match previous findings. But then something changes. A subtle resistance begins to appear beneath the drill. Not abrupt, not accidental, but structured, as if the ground is transitioning from natural formation into something intentionally layered. The operators immediately notice the change. Drilling speed is reduced. Sensors begin recalibrating. The data feed shows inconsistencies that do not align with natural soil compression. And that is when the mood shifts. Because experienced team members know one thing very clearly. Oak Island does not behave like normal ground. It behaves like something built. Before continuing deeper into this mystery, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because what is about to emerge changes everything previously believed about the island. The drilling continues carefully. Each centimeter now matters. Every vibration is monitored. The resistance increases again, this time more clearly defined. It feels like the drill is passing through layers that are not random but arranged, almost like stacked sections, like something constructed underground. And suddenly, the drill hits a point where movement slows significantly, not blocked completely, but controlled resistance, as if passing through a boundary, a threshold, something that separates ordinary soil from something intentionally preserved beneath it. The team pauses. Silence takes over the sight. Even the sound of machinery feels distant for a moment, because everyone understands what this could mean. They may have just encountered a man-made structure buried deep beneath the Money Pit Zone. Careful excavation begins again, this time slower, more controlled, more precise. Every movement is intentional. No one wants to damage what might be below. The soil begins to reveal subtle changes in texture, stratified layers, unusual alignments, and then, faint outlines begin to appear within the earth. At first unclear, then slowly more defined. Something is forming beneath the surface, something that does not belong naturally in the soil layers. The atmosphere tightens again. Excitement builds, but so does caution, because every discovery on Oak Island comes with a history of disappointment, false alarms, misinterpreted formations, and evidence that never fully confirms anything. But this feels different. There is too much structure, too much consistency, too much intentional alignment, and then it happens. A visible formation begins to emerge, not random debris, not collapsed wood, but a structured shape embedded within the soil. The kind of structure that suggests deliberate placement rather than natural formation. The team immediately slows all activity. Tools are adjusted. Cameras focus tightly. No one speaks more than necessary. If you are still following this mystery, make sure to subscribe right now, because what is being uncovered here may be one of the most important moments in Oak Island history. As more soil is carefully removed, the shape becomes clear. Edges appear. Defined lines begin to form. And suddenly, it becomes undeniable. This is not natural, this is constructed, and it has been buried with intent. The emotional intensity on site rises, because once intentional design is confirmed as a possibility, everything changes. Oak Island is no longer just a mystery of scattered clues. It becomes a place of planning, of design, of purpose. And then the most significant moment arrives. A symbol begins to take shape within the exposed structure, at first partially visible, then increasingly defined, until there is no doubt that what lies beneath is not random at all. Silence spreads across the entire excavation site. Even communication becomes minimal, because everyone understands they are witnessing something that could redefine the entire interpretation of Oak Island. The symbol appears too precise to be accidental, too structured to be natural, and too deeply buried to be insignificant. Speculation begins almost immediately. Could this be a marker, a directional sign, a seal, or something far more intentional, a coded message left behind by those who built whatever lies beneath the island? Don't forget to subscribe, because this is only the beginning of a much deeper revelation that is still unfolding beneath Oak Island. As the symbol becomes clear, interpretations begin to emerge. Some suggest medieval origins, others point toward possible secret society influence, and one theory begins to rise above the rest: a connection to the Knights Templar. The idea spreads quickly among those studying the find, not as confirmation, but as possibility, because the structure, the precision, and the symbolic nature of the discovery align with patterns historically associated with hidden orders and coded messages. If true, it would mean Oak Island is not just a site of buried treasure. It could be part of a much larger historical network of secrecy spanning continents and centuries. But skepticism remains. Not everyone agrees. Oak Island has produced many misleading formations before. False positives, natural structures mistaken for design, coincidental alignments that led to dead ends. But even skeptics cannot ignore one thing: this structure feels different. It carries intentionality, and intentionality implies intelligence, and intelligence implies purpose, and purpose changes everything, because now the question is no longer what is buried here. The question becomes, who buried it, and why? As analysis continues, the team studies every angle of the symbol, its symmetry, its depth, its positioning relative to surrounding structures. Every detail is examined repeatedly, and every examination leads to the same conclusion: this was not accidental. But the deeper they go into interpretation, the more complex the mystery becomes. Because if this is part of a symbolic system, then it is only one piece, one fragment, one message in a larger buried language. And that realization introduces a terrifying possibility. There may be more symbols beneath Oak Island, hidden deeper, or spread across multiple locations, waiting to be discovered one layer at a time. The excavation site becomes more tense. Time is no longer just a factor, it becomes pressure. Weather conditions threaten delays, equipment limitations slow progress. And yet stopping is not an option, not when something this significant is finally beginning to reveal itself. Because this is no longer just about excavation, it is about decoding, understanding, unraveling something that was intentionally hidden from history. And as the episode moves toward its final stretch, the symbol remains partially exposed, still incomplete, still not fully understood, still refusing to give up all its secrets. As the camera slowly pulls back from the money pit zone, the final image lingers in silence, a partially uncovered structure, a symbol buried for centuries, now revealed, but not understood. And the final question remains, echoing across the entire island: if this truly is a sacred symbol connected to something ancient and intentional, then how much more is still buried beneath Oak Island? And more importantly, has the truth finally begun to surface, or has the real mystery only just begun?